you guys, it's Britt. Today we're here with a quick Dougherty Dozen update. I wanted to share her most recent Costco haul, and I want to focus on a very common comment that I see on all of her TikToks that she never answers, and I wanted to share my thoughts. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so Alicia did another completely unsustainable Costco haul and spent over $1,100 on this haul. She bought a bunch of paper towels, paper plates, plastic utensils, all kinds of junk food, as if they don't have junk food already, sugary juices, and all of this kind of stuff. She is a shopaholic. She's a shopaholic. Like there's no other way to explain this woman's shopping habit aside from that she is simply a shopaholic. She never has enough. I think Alicia's one of those people where if someone uses one of something, she will go out the next day and replace it with 7. Because the garage is just, in my opinion, it looks like a catastrophe of expired food, and she just continues to add more. And I think it's a complete disaster. The entire paper plates debacle, it makes me so angry still to this day, and that's one of the first things that I noticed with her hauls was the paper plates. And like, why do you need 1,000 paper plates to last you 2 weeks? It's just completely unsustainable. The the constant cycle of junk food, like we've had that conversation before, and her views are down on TikTok. Now she's doing these hauls that usually get decent views, and that will I think that people will always be oddly curious about how much is she going to spend, how many things is she going to buy, just because it's such a wreck. And we can talk about every single video. These kids are eating nothing but junk. It is just pure catastrophe, pure flex culture, pure, Alicia wanting to act like an advocate and tell people how these kids can become addicted to sugar. And then she's filling them with sugar all the time.
To address the subject of diet when it comes to children with fetal alcohol spectrum disorders and trauma history. If they have a gluten sensitivity, they will have behavior issues. They're linked together. Now, these sensitivities will not show up on skin prick tests or blood work, dietary tests. They won't show up. Because it's a sensitivity, it's not an actual allergy. So we did the elimination diet, slowly brought things back in. As we went on to our 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th adopted child with these disorders, we kind of knew from there how to figure out what they were sensitive to and eliminate that from their diet. Sugar, a lot of these kids are very sensitive to sugar. And that reminds me, sugar and dairy and carbs, they can create an addiction to, because these children they were predisposed to addiction in utero. And basically for the rest of their life, they will always have to watch for things that they could be addicted to. And I'm not talking just food. I mean, it could be video games or drugs, cigarettes, alcohol.
Wondering why I have White Claw in my bedroom. I can't keep it in the garage anymore. It was just like disappearing.
Really anything that anybody can get addicted to, these children have more of a chance to become addicted to it. So, carbs, sugar, dairy, those things can become an addiction. So we really limit sugar, we limit food dyes. Not completely. You don't want to limit it completely. We learned the hard way. They will find a way to get it. They will go to school. They will get it from their friends at lunch. They will find a way. So you can't be completely limited. I know some people who have gone to a full bone broth diet, like that's it. We've never gone quite that extreme. only because we realized that they'll just go get what they want on their own. They'll go to camp and say, oh, they forgot to feed me breakfast, and then they'll get food. So you really need to make sure that everyone everywhere is on board with these dietary limitations. And school was a hard place for us to get them on board because it wasn't a listed allergy on their medical form. So for us to say we don't want our child to have gluten, they couldn't just say okay because it wasn't on the form. So we had to have our doctor say we don't feed them gluten. I think that's it. If you have any more questions, put it in the comments, but hopefully this helps answer your questions. Thanks.
Alicia Dougherty is a massive hypocrite. I think that she is a fake savior. I called her a fake savior almost a year ago, and I got annihilated for it in the comments. People were so angry that I would even use that word to describe her. But the woman is a fake savior. Look at everything that has unfolded over the last year. The way that she talks herself up as if she is some kind of just miracle for these children to be able to come into her home. But then we see what actually unfolds when shit hits the fan. If she cannot use these kids for content, they are meaningless to her. And that's my opinion based on everything that I have seen. She is a fake savior. But I want to touch on this real quick because I constantly look through, when I'm looking at her TikToks, I automatically go to the comment section because her videos aren't entertaining for me. I'm not really there to listen to whatever nonsense she's saying. I'm looking at the comments. One of the comments that I constantly see is, how do you make so much money? How are you so wealthy? How are you able to spend this much money? And either those comments are coming from people that are very young and just don't realize how lucrative social media is, or they're coming from, people that are not young and they just don't realize how lucrative social media is. It's one or the other. But I want to tell you guys right now, I cannot speak on her income as far as what she gets from the state. I am sure that she gets a fair amount from the state, but I don't want to speculate on how much because it could be $1,000, it could be $5,000. I just don't know. If y'all are in New York and you have a better idea, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. But her main source of income is generated by making videos for social media. She is monetized on TikTok. She is monetized on YouTube. And I know that this is an old statistic, but I still want to use it as a baseline to show you guys kind of at their peak what she was making monthly. And this, I believe, was from July of 2022. So yes, several months ago, but even if we cut it in half, that would still be estimated. She's making over $150,000 a month. And that is not including brand deals, sponsorships, and anything that she gets from the state. So to answer anyone's question that was curious and didn't know, she is able to blow this money because she has made videos exploiting these kids, and she has been paid by YouTube and TikTok. That's the problem with one of the many problems with family vlogging is once these parents see how lucrative social media is, they rinse and repeat the same things. So if they get a lot of views by showing their kids struggling, having meltdowns, then they're going to continue to show meltdowns. If they have a lot of people interested in period talks or birds and the bees talks with kids, they're going to continue to share that. And it's so toxic to sit there and literally think, wow, I overshared about my kid. It got me a lot of views, so let me do it again. Let me go ahead and use the same format to make myself more money. It is twisted. I don't understand why people cannot just realize the fact that like this social media thing with family vloggers, I don't see many good things that can come out of vlogging these kids. And if you want to argue, oh, well, they're financially taken care of, they're not going to be financially taken care of for very long with a spending habit like Alicia Dougherty has. That is not going to last long because her views are down and her spending has gone up. And you don't have to be a mathematician to sort that equation out. But either way, I wanted to include that figure for you guys just to have a kind of a general idea of what she could be making, even though I know that it has gone down quite a bit. We're still talking about a lot of money. So to answer the question, why are you able to spend this much money? Whether or not she should be spending it based on the trajectory of her views going down, it's coming from social media, YouTube, TikTok, oversharing about her kids, putting her kids out there, platforming herself as a savior, shaming birth parents. Who's applauding this? Y'all are weird. The other thing I wanted to touch on in this video, I'm just going to throw it in here because I don't have a lot of info on it as of yet, but it does sound like in my speculation, my conspiracy, that Love Meg might be coming back to the States with her husband. She posted on Instagram that they visited 14 countries in 4 months, and there's a big announcement and everyone needs to get all excited. My conspiracy is that she's going to announce that they are coming back to the States. And no matter what kind of twist she puts on this, if that's what's happening, I think it's because it's expensive. It's expensive gallivanting around Europe. Even though I don't care what they're doing, whether they stay there, they come back to the States, something that a lot of y'all have mentioned and I've noticed as well is that she's not showing their dogs on Instagram. And I don't know what's going on with that. I hope that everything is okay. But I will say that, you know, she went through all that to fly those dogs over to Germany 4 months ago. And if they are coming back to the States, those dogs are going to have to come back to the States and get readjusted. Why not? Like, it is so self-centered and disgusting the way that she handled all of that. And you have to know that there's a large percentage that it might not work out long term over here. Why don't we go for a few months, leave the dogs here where they're comfortable, especially poor Molly, and then we'll decide what we're going to do. But again, that is all just speculation. It's conspiracy. Based on her Instagram story, I will continue to keep an eye out, but I know that a lot of y'all asked me about it, so I wanted to throw it in this video. I will never understand how you can be a dog parent and consider yourself a dog lover and, you know, all of the things, and to move around the way that she has moved around the last several months. Did not seem like it was serving anybody but Meg and her husband. That's how I feel. But either way, I think that's going to be it for today. So if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.